Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome, and what a gorgeous day we have today. And I hope it stays gorgeous for a while. We are the proud possessors of 4 different seasons in Michigan. The only problem is many days we get all 4 seasons in just one day. But that's okay. And as long as you're able to stay active, and our show Bright Side of Aging is intended to keep you active and also in a positive-minded goal. I'm a proud member of the Optimist Club and the Rotary Club. And in both organizations, we give back. And I'm always on the lookout for people who are special in their respective fields. And I'm really excited about a meeting that I had with the Lakes Chamber and met a real dynamo, and that's in a positive sense, Chris ZIAD. Chris ZIAD is the owner, and he's the son of also a terrific health provider, his father. The company Affinity Home Care Agency is one of the most unusual positive type organizations I've run across. Why do you say that, Ike? I'll tell you why. Because most home care agencies will either stick to being non-medical or medical, or they may just provide companionship. But guess what? Affinity Home Care Agency does it all. So as they say, with one call, you get it all from Affinity, because it's really a wonderful organization, and it's all family-owned. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, you're just a delight to be around, and you had that open house for the Lakes Chamber members, and you served real good food. You know, I go to these things, and they give you yesterday's donuts or something. You spread it all out. And your agency is right on Oakley Boulevard. Is that it?
Yes.
What's your location? Okay.
Yeah, we're in Commerce Township.
Commerce Township, right. All right. And as they do with the Lakes Chamber, we always ask each member to do their 60-second elevator pitch. Go for it, Chris.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on your show. I'm grateful to be here with you and share our story with you. So thank you for your time.
My pleasure. And do you want to tell us about your background?
Yeah, yep. And so goes back to, I would say, reputation. One word is really important to us as a foundation, of a pillar of who we are. We started our home care company in 2006, but our family has lived in the city of Commerce for many, many years, starting with my grandfather in the 1960s. And so when we started our home care company in 2006, the first thing was on our mind was reputation. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do with something that we know we can wake up every day? And this is, I think, I was raised this way. Is wake up every day and do something good, right? And so if you could find something that you could do something good and you love what you do and you enjoy it, then, I think a lot of things fall in place. Mm-hmm. And that's what is the foundation of when we started Affinity, is that we wanted that to happen in our community because we felt super attached to it because we live there. I grew up saying, if you're going to provide a service in the community, and you're going to go to Kroger, your local market, and you're going to run into anybody, community members, you have to always remember that you might see them one day, and how are they going to perceive of you as? Mm-hmm. And that's was always something in the back of my mind, always growing up, even as a child. Name and reputation and who we are. And
not to get off track, but in the Bible it states that that's the really only way that you can leave a legacy as to once you're gone as to what you did. And there's a great saying that is so appropriate for what you just described, and that is that you can do well doing good. You got a dynamite office out there in Commerce Township, and the fact that you've been around now for 19 years, that is in itself actually the best sign of all. Because quite frankly, as you know, I'm a pharmacist, and I've spent my career in the healthcare field, and I have seen so many home care agencies are like fly-by-night deals. You have got that reputation, and it's a great one. You offer skilled services, and as I understand, you've got a whole team. I wondered if you would address what is your team consist of? Go ahead.
Yes. So to add to what you were saying about the flybys and home care companies, the average nationally of a home care company will stay in business is 10 years. And that's when they have built their business up, and then they would sell it and turn it into someone else to be able to run it, acquisition it, however it is. So we are definitely proud of that. And so your question was
as far as the team, you have
the team comprises
you have a registered nurse. You
yes.
also you have physical therapist, occupational therapist. You even have speech therapist, and you have medical social worker, as well as home health aides. Wow. Is there anybody that you don't have?
Well, the average home health care company will be a medical team, and they provide nursing and rehabilitation in their home. But the other wing, which is the harder part of that of our industry, is caregiving services. So to have a home health care and a caregiving business, it makes us unique in the community because most don't have both. Usually when a family member has a nurse come into their home and have physical therapy, they have to call another company to have someone come in and take care of the daily needs that caregivers provide. And so when we work with a lot of home health care companies, they do know us and they work with us because they don't have that wing of a type of level of service. And it usually transitions into each other, just like hospice as well, too. Hospice is another level of home care where that actually is needed when the time has come. And so the staff that we hire on our team are registered nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, certified home health aides, and on our caregiving side, our team is certified nurse assistants. They could be a home health aide, and we also call them direct care workers.
Well, what I was impressed with is the fact that you just brought out that your team has each other's records. Because when you start with an agency where they farm out different services, the other company needs the records. The red tape involved today is unbelievable. You have it all under the same team.
Yes,
which is so important. As a pharmacist, I'm embarrassed to tell you that when my mother was in need of different services, I assumed, hey, I'd call such and such an agency and they take care of it all. Any time she developed a new different type symptom, I had to call another agency. They didn't have the records. And let's face it, every time you send something and redo it, it's inevitably going wrong. That's wonderful. Now,
thank you for sharing that with me about your family member, because that's probably the first step for people do wrong is not share their story about their loved ones, because this is how home care actually becomes a little bit stronger in the community, is talking about these stories and sharing them, because you believe and so I appreciate you opening up with me and talking to me about that, because I want to urge the community to be able to be a little bit more transparent of talking about this type of topic, caring for your own family, because a lot of people wait to have these discussions, and it could cost you a lot as well too by waiting.
Oh, absolutely. And what I was impressed with from the information I got from you is that you're into orthopedic rehabilitation, and as a pharmacist, I can't tell you how impressed I am. You've got a medication management system where you can actually monitor whether the patient is taking the medications properly. Can you go into that?
Yes, we're so happy our team has a program, and if you need your mother or father to be managed with your medications, we know that with specific diagnoses, or even just being a parent that's stubborn or could possibly have a memory care issue, that medications are needed to be managed. And so what better way to have the highest pillar of individuals, and also at the same time have an agency like us, home care company, have technology at the forefront if it's an option for you too as well. We like to be innovative, but also match it up with human touch. So if you do have a registered nurse come in and do a medication, education, right, and do a reconciliation, and we say, here's are all your meds, here's the list, we're going to tell your physician you never have to leave your home during this whole process. And then we'll make sure that he understands that what you're taking and is actually accurate based on the history that he knows, and matching that up with making sure they take it on a daily basis. And so what happens when you don't live with your parents and they do not take their medications, right? You find out later, and then possibly you could come home, and see them on the floor because they did not take their heart medication or however it is, their Parkinson's or Alzheimer's meds, and you find out later because you just take it for granted that they're on this daily routine. So our technology is matched up with it's a device. We have you load up all the medications that you need for specific from 14 days all the way up to 28 days. It's alerted by a sound. There is also flashing lights, and also if they don't take it, a person is notified, whoever the emergency contact is, and this is monitored 24/7. So if they need to take specific medications at a specific time, this is where the technology comes in. Is that someone could be notified. If you want the home care company to be notified, you can designate that as well too, but someone will know that medication that day it was not taken.
Yeah, what I'm excited about is that it's all automated, and as a pharmacist, I can tell you that it's been estimated almost a third of the patients ending up in hospitals are only because they didn't take their medication properly. And what's also an added bonus with the automated system, if the person didn't take their medicine, they may have fallen. Mm-hmm. So they get a call, the family gets a call right away rather than finding out a day after what happened. I wanted to also highlight your service of not only transportation, but also you have multilingual services for speech people that don't speak English. Is that right?
Yes. So, again, we want to be different in the community. We don't want to be your traditional home health care company. So when you call us up and you say, yes, I want my mom to eat Italian food, and I would love for maybe possibly her to speak Italian with the caregiver,
sure,
or Arabic or Jewish or whatever religion it is, or we're not technically matching the religion. It's the culture. And like, I really I'm a person, I'm Middle Eastern myself, and like culture was in my blood. It's in my bones. It's nice. And so we kind of want to make that personal touch, especially if it's going to be your last, months with us, or possibly could be only with us for a couple weeks, but you want that experience of having that, that stigma of home care. The strangers coming in the home, I don't know who they are. Mom and dad are so hesitant of having someone coming in. But when you match somebody who is like who kind of speaks the same and has the same food, there's an instant connection.
It's
and
wonderful.
That's where I feel that a lot of us in our industry miss, is that finding ways to make the connection for your parents, to make them feel comfortable, to have help, instead of the son and the daughter always, being the caregiver. And that's the biggest thing I see in this world is really tough, is that mom and dad only want the son or daughter to be the caregiver, and it's very difficult for them because if they work and they have kids, what they're fighting against is time.
Right.
And,
I wanted to make sure that we got across the message that you take all of the insurances that I've ever heard of, Medicare, Blue Cross, Humana, and also United Healthcare Advantage, and Medicare Plus Blue, Blue Care Network, Aetna, Medicare Advantage, Priority Health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any other insurance company.
Auto insurance, if you're injured at work, workman's comp.
And your rates for non-medical are very affordable and very competitive. And what I really am impressed with, you do grocery shopping, companionship. I mean, it's like having your mother over your shoulders all the time. Maybe that's what you should do. Change your mother's services.
Or son services or daughter services, because my parents have had medical conditions, and I step in as a family member. So really, that's why our motto of our company is technically it doesn't say anything about home care. It says welcome to our family.
You got it.
And that means that we want your caregiver, your nurse, or your therapist to feel like we are one of your family members in your home, while your son and daughter can still go to their son's baseball game, or go to work, go to work and not worry about mom falling or not taking their medications.
And as far as the actual care is concerned, I don't want to sound like I'm from the IRS, but I purposely called the numbers that you have on off hours, and I got this wonderful response within minutes.
Yeah.
And, I am so used to voicemail jail. I called your service after hours, and the people that came on really were just so helpful. It was terrific, and I want to make sure we get your phone number out so people that are interested, give it out twice. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I'm a little different. A lot of individuals, especially as an owner, a lot of people think as a business owner, like you delegate and have everybody contact you. First, I want to let everyone know in the whole community is that if you need care and you want to, although traditionally they say call the business, right? You can contact me. You can look me up on social media. Send me a message. I'm personally going to talk to you through it, and this is free. Always. It's home care support 24/7. And so just want everyone, disclaimer knows, you can always contact me and ask for me in the office. Chris, ZIAD from Affinity, and you can look me up on social media and add me, please. And always express your concerns with me, and I'm always going to give you my genuine advice. But our office line is 24/7. You can call us. It's 248-363-8430.
One more time.
248-363-8430. And you can visit us at our website, too, also at AffinitySeniorCare.com as well. We want you to always know that if you do call us after hours, we will call you back. We do have every message answered by an actual human.
Yes.
And of course, we want to talk to you about what you got going on, because in our service, it's personal.
Right. Well, I also give our toll-free number out as well, 888-489-8980. And I'm a firm believer that if you are having a problem, speak to another human being.
Yeah.
And I think we could start a new business, Chris, human being to human being communication. And what I'm impressed with,
right.
You're serving Oakland, Wayne, Macomb, Livingston, Lapeer, Genesee. So you got the whole state covered. That is fantastic. And you do private duty care, and very few home care agencies will actually get into IV therapy. Apparently, in your brochure, you say you have a team that can do that. So,
if you do need IV hydration or there's feeding, I want people to know that don't steer away from that if your family does. That can be provided in the home now, and a registered nurse actually, or with your insurance company, can actually help cover that. One thing we didn't not highlight is our foundation. We have over 30 team members on our 501c3 that is a resource. For example, even if you want someone to drop off a meal to your meal prepped food, or even have your loved one who is in the bed most of the time but wants a haircut. So we're very detailed with our nonprofit about specific humanity type of services that we feel like our homebound community needs.
Well, this may seem off track. As I mentioned, I was a caregiver for my parents, and my mother had a beautiful head of hair, and she looked very attractive. And when she was in her late stages in the retirement home, and the nurse told me ahead of time that she might be only around for a couple of more days, which, needless to say, was pretty sad. And I visited with her. She didn't know that her days were limited like that. And I came in, "Mom, how are you doing?" She says, my beautician is coming in about an hour. That is how important it is for people that are, can I get out of bed? They still want to look good. And God bless you that you do that kind of thing. That is really wonderful.
A message to add what you said for the world to hear is, in life, until you lose your independence, you truly start to understand what the meaning of life is to us. And it's not about how many gifts you receive and how the material things that make us happy. If you lose the ability to not able to use your legs to get out of bed, to walk into the shower, get dressed, make yourself breakfast, and get in your car and just drive, any of those things individually you lose, you start to feel that everything else around you is difficult and might not as matter as much. So I was at a Father's Day dinner with my family, and I saw one of my cousin's kids who hurt her arm, and she had a cast. And she had a cast for like 2 months, right? But at a young age, you never think about losing your independence, right? But not having you not use your arm is it causes difficulty in your daily living. And so some are taught at a young age about the reality of losing your independence. But us as adults, we sometimes don't know until later on in life. And so just to let them know that if you wake up and you're able to do those tasks every day, it's a blessing to be thankful and grateful for. And all the other things can be worked out.
Absolutely. And what I want to stress, which a lot of people are not aware of, that one of the worst situations for seniors or anybody that's losing certain abilities to be mobile is the loss of dignity. And think about it. Dignity and affinity rhyme. How about that? Yeah. And that is probably one of the best gifts that you have. And I just think it's phenomenal that you not only provide the necessary medical stuff, but you also are able to provide non-medical. So if anybody is interested, they definitely should give you a call at 248-363-8430 or 888-489-8980. Right now, I only have enough time to wrap up with my favorite saying, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980.
is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters, healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
And since we are promoting entrepreneurship, if you are Mr. Fix-It type, or maybe someone who's very knowledgeable in terms of what people can do and being in their own home as far as widening doorways, or like we promote the stair glides for people that are aging and want to stay in their home. We're always looking for additional professionals that can help in coordinating our services. There is one thing for sure, with all of the technology that we have today, the opportunities in helping people in their current environment and make it as comfortable as possible, or if they want to move, to help them in that area, is not going to go away. and we need additional professionals who are willing to meet with people and use their knowledge to help other people. All you have to do is call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. And if we want to meet in person, I'm really excited about letting you know. We meet now once a month out at the Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce conference room. We limit the attendance to only 15 people so that we can get to know each other. And all you have to do is show up at 305 North Pontiac Trail, and that's in Wall Lake, Michigan. We're having our meeting today from 11:30 to 1, so unless you're right in the immediate area today, you're not going to be able to make it. But call me, and I'll be glad to keep you on our contact list for future meetings. And if you're really one of these knowledgeable people that can share your business ideas to help other entrepreneurs, by golly, you could be a speaker. And I've been so blessed to have had the opportunity to have a dynamo artificial intelligence person. He actually has real intelligence. In fact, his company, ROSH Media, is called ROSH Media Group, and he can rush you to success. ROSH is a phenomenal, talented photographer as well as speaker, and as well as not only being able to have knowledge that he can share, but he can express it in such a great way that if you've got an organization that you want a really interesting speaker, rush to call ROSH. Is that right? Is that okay with you, ROSH?
That works for me, Ike. Thank you.
Thanks so much for calling in. And we had decided that today you would share your knowledge about artificial intelligence video avatars. And what exactly is a talking artificial intelligence avatar, and how can it benefit entrepreneurs or small business owners? What do you say, my friend?
Well, first let's define what an avatar is. And an avatar is a likeness of you or a representation of you. So sometimes people have avatars that don't look anything like them. Sometimes it's a cartoon character, for example. But we can create avatars of ourselves, a representation of ourselves, the way we look, and that could be from a photo. And we can actually make it talk and look like you and talk like you and sound like you, but have AI that is trained on what to say, be able to connect with your customers. Why is this important and helpful? Well, because for many of us, there's only one of us in a solopreneur. You don't have a lot of, yeah, I know. Isn't that a surprise? So if you don't have employees, you can't be in 20 places at once. So having a avatar that can answer some basic questions can be very helpful.
Wow. Tell me if you're having a heated discussion with your wife or significant other, could I create an avatar to deal with it and walk away?
Well, it just depends on how long you want the marriage to last, Ike.
Thank you, Dr.
I mean,
Ross.
technically, yes. Technically, yes, but should you, I'm not going to respond.
Now, I know you have a lot on your plate, but as far as prepping someone that says, hey, I could have me with intelligent stuff to say without my saying it myself, can you prep them, so to speak, with script and strategy, or that's not of your realm?
Well, here's the nice thing about it is that, look, some people are just not good on camera. And so it's tough for them to talk, speak, or even want to do it. But if you have an avatar, just have a nice photo taken or a few seconds of video taken, take some voice samples, you can take that and then create multiple videos with you saying what you want, written and spoken well. And so you can have a variety of avatars that are just straight up videos, but you did not sit in front of the camera. It was for the video itself, maybe just for the photo. So it really is an advantage to be able to create a number of good videos that could be helpful to explain what you do or customer service and so forth without having to spend thousands of dollars or hours of time when you're not even comfortable in front of the camera.
Right. Well, I was just thinking this may be off track, but how many times have you heard, I can't be in more than one place, right? No. With Avatar, yes, you can.
Yes. Absolutely. You can answer different types of questions and even have interaction when you start diving into the AI avatars and actually be able to answer questions for people online. And then the avatar will also know when to say, you know what, we need to follow up with, management or the sales team to get you the appropriate information that you're looking for.
So I understand it properly. With that avatar, it's actually interactive with the person viewing it. Is that right?
It can be. Some are just developed from photographs, like a nice photograph of you, and then we can send it into the AI system, and you can write out text with what you want it to say, and then it'll create that video using your photo and the text, but use your voice. Or if you want to just make up a character that represents your company, you could do that, and then you could pick a voice for that character and have it say whatever you want to say. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you, but it could be someone who maybe is now your official representative of the company, but isn't real.
Reminds me of this T-shirt that I saw a few years ago at the health club. One of the members had this T-shirt with the wording on it, "It's not me, it's the other guy."
Yes.
Now, here you could actually do that and actually have a professional presentation. And the wonderful thing about the whole concept of artificial intelligent avatar is that you can practice till you feel comfortable in what is said. It's not like if you're making a sales call and unfortunately your mind sort of wanders off and it's not the best presentation. This way you can make the best presentation at all times.
That's right.
After you,
exactly.
Right? So
they're great for marketing.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, especially if you're, a solopreneur or have a limited staff, you suddenly can increase your staff multiple times. What might someone post on their artificial videos?
So you could post them, say, on your website if you wish, or your social media. You could create explainer videos about your company on YouTube. You can put little bits of information, maybe educational elements, say on Instagram or maybe TikTok. So there are a lot of places, anywhere you would put a video. And again, the avatar doesn't have to be one person. It could be a series of people. And again, when you get into the artificial intelligence side, in other words, having that backing up that video. So it's not just a video, but it's an interactive avatar. Now you can be talking to multiple people at once, multiple sales calls, multiple interactions all at once. And the avatar knows because it's been trained based on what you think. And you can do that based off of your writing, or you could create a document, a big document that has all the say, proprietary kind of stuff that you would want that avatar to know, but maybe not, at least the way you would want it presented and the way you would want it to answer questions and so forth, and even when to say, okay, we should probably pause and bring in maybe the sales team at this point. So you could even qualify people ahead of time with an avatar, have interaction, but not take the time of your valuable salesperson who's closing a deal somewhere else.
Wow. What you just said is actually, unfortunately, it doesn't give people enough time, but that's what our speaker, Sam Gupta, is going to be talking about today at our Entrepreneur Network meeting out in Wall Lake, that how you can get qualified leads almost immediately using artificial intelligence. The world is, really so new and exciting, you don't know where to start. And good news is that you are talented in the sense that you're a professional photographer. So if someone, and I joke about when people want to take a picture of me, say, make me look pretty. You can make people look pretty and not even, have the discomfort if they're not comfortable in front of a camera. That's phenomenal. What might someone post? Do you have what suggestions have you made? So someone wants to do one.
Sure.
What should they say? Go ahead.
Well, it can be general information about your company. It can be educational. Maybe it's not directly about your company, but it's kind of solving the problem that people are looking to be solved. But in the end, they may come to the conclusion that hiring a company such as yours might be the right thing to do if the problem gets to a certain level. And when you educate people, this is a good way to bring in new leads. And you can also just entertain people. Sometimes entertainment is a way in which you get your name out there and develop your brand. It just depends on the type of company that you are. And, it does not have to replace you, but it can also get out there in front of enough people and attract people who very well may be interested in talking with you specifically. Because maybe ultimately the best person to close a new customer is you. However, again, you can't be everywhere at once. So offering different ways and different types of presentations to attract the people may be a good way to go. And even maybe if there are type of information or presentation, again, back to the comfort level, that you're not comfortable with, you can use the avatar to get that initial interaction. Maybe you're not comfortable on the first meeting. Well, that avatar can warm things up, and now you have a warm lead coming in versus, say, a cold call.
Well, you hit a dynamite point there, is that I think one of the big failures that many entrepreneurs make is that they don't really make their message clear enough to the right potential client and waste a lot of good time and presenting themselves to people who are really not qualified to use their services. And they say they're busy. Okay, well, busyness can be spelled B-U-S-Y-N-E-S-S or B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S. You want to do business that's profitable. And I am wondering, are you able to sort of script some of these people that want to do an artificial intelligence presentation? Is that part of your job, or do you refer?
Well, no, we can certainly guide people. If it gets too deep into what needs to happen, we may, refer another consultant, because most of our stuff is, presenting those avatars or in advertising, mostly on Google, obviously, for our marketing. But there are times we do need to really dig in, and sometimes it's good to, say, have a writer connect with you, or even to work with AI, like a ChatGPT, to kind of work through what it is you want that avatar to focus on, and to also, work on helping the avatar recognize, or the AI behind the avatar recognize its limits, or work with the AI or another writer or a marketing team to help decide what types of videos you want to make, and what will be the most beneficial ones. Because not every one you make is going to be beneficial, but if you have the opportunity to make a few, you can test and find out which one is the one that brings in the most opportunities, at least the quality opportunities. So there's a lot of ways to approach this.
Yeah, well, I say it flippantly, but it's really vital. So many entrepreneurs feel inept if they can't do something. If you're not a writer type, bring in a writer type. Because you can't do everything well yourself, and you have to be realistic. Hey, I'm good maybe at closing a sale, but I'm not good at preparing a script. So find people like ROSH who can at least guide you to the right person that can, as I like to say, make me sound smarter than I really am. And if someone is interested in getting a hold of you, what's the best way, Mr. ROSH SILLARS?
Well, you can email me, ROSH, R-O-S-H, at rosh.media, M-E-D-I-A, or you can call 248-733-5525. And again, 248-733-5525.
Right, and of course I have my toll-free number, 888-489-8980. Can you share some of the mistakes people make when creating an AI avatar, and how can you avoid them?
Sure. Well, I think that one of the things you need to really think about is the quality of the initial photo. It needs to represent you. So if you're going to just upload a photograph and then apply a script to that photograph that will come to life in a sense, you want it to be one that represents you well. It can't be, the photo from the last party you were at, or the snapshot from the wedding. You really should sit down with a professional, fill the frame, and have it represent you the way you would want to be represented within your company. I think, not having a good message, not thinking it through the way you want to present, and know when to be in person versus using an avatar. That can be a big mistake. Sometimes just depending too much on the avatars and not, being there in person and showing your personality. So those are the kinds of things. Some of it is really just good common sense, but you want to think it through and have a plan. And not having a plan is certainly a big mistake.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's that classic one is that if you don't plan, failure is sure to be part of the plan. You got to prepare. And in your opinion, what does the future hold for talking avatars and artificial intelligence?
Sure, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, and that is really more and more AI running these avatars. Right now, it's a lot easier to have a video made with an avatar, but you can have an interactive one, but they're not as strong. But who knows? Everything changes weekly in the AI world. So when I talk about something that was developed and released 4 weeks ago, that's old news. That's like saying, well, that was 3 years ago technology, or 10 years ago. It's moving that fast. So the quality of AI that you connect to these avatars is going to get better and better, and you'll be able to train them easier and easier. And one way to train them is to give them the basic information, about the company, what you want them to say, and then actually interact with that avatar to see if it's really answering the questions correctly. And so that's going to become easier and easier and more accessible and, quite honestly, more standard in the future. Just because, an avatar like that will seem more personable, and it's available 24 hours a day. And so there'll never be a time in which somebody can't get a hold of your company. I mean, if you have common issues with your product or service, or, it always seems like nobody can find a specific item or where to find something, say on your website, the avatar could just say, "Oh, here, let me show you." And that's the kind of thing that people will appreciate. No more waiting for someone to pick up the phone or to call you back or to give you the runaround or to give you the wrong information. They're always going to be there with the right information. And that's something that I think in many ways people will find helpful because it'll feel like you're talking to a person.
Now, what is your recommendation as to how long the video should be with artificial intelligence?
That's a great question, and it really just depends. It's really the same answer as any video. If you need a 30-second video to explain something or show somebody something, that's great. But sometimes an hour-long presentation is required, and it's really the same answer as for video in general.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, this may be off track, but for you to work with somebody and they want to create an AI avatar, can that be done through Zoom, or do they have to come to your office and be in person?
Oh no, you can do it through Zoom, and I can recommend some platforms like HeyGen is a very well-known platform which you can go to right now and even do it for free. Upload a photograph and type in what you want, give it a voice, and next thing you know, you have an avatar talking to you. And so you can see what's happening right now and where it's going for free at HeyGen. But there are others like Kling and Pika that have variations of this tactic. But HeyGen is one of the more well-known ones. And there's some others. I think Hendra is another one that's really good.
This is off track again, but I was just thinking that, for years until this technology came along, is that if you were hearing voices and responding in some fashion, you would be immediately told to see a psychiatrist. Now, you can do that and talking to non-existent, the actual person, but an artificial intelligence type person. So really swung around, haven't it?
If you tell them, "Hey, I'm just talking to myself," well, yeah, you just might be.
Right. Well, one of my stories is where these two guys are walking in the woods together, and one starts talking to himself, and the other guy says, "Are you talking to yourself?" And the other guy says, "Yes," and it's a private conversation. Anyway, Rosh, a delight to have you on. You're going to be on again whether you like it or not, okay?
All right, I look forward to
it. God bless. I got to sign off with my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.